doing something like a together time corkscrew, like that, where you're changing. So when I'm starting out, I'm going counterclockwise. When I'm starting out, I have both hands down. Then I'm bringing my right hand up so that the two arms are, in an effort to be parallel to each other, the 2 poi would be parallel to the ground while I'm turning. And then as I turn, I'm switching the hand that's on top so that the other arm is sticking out. So that's one element of something you already do that you could modify. That's just a different expression of it that works with size, space, and motion in a way that might be new. So that's part one. And I think of these as sort of like a together time corkscrew pirouette. And then the next aspect of it is, if you're doing that, if you keep one of them up there, now you'll notice I'm turning in opposite direction. Right, technically the move is opposite direction because this poi is still going, my left hand, which is up here, is still going counterclockwise. And then what I did was, so I was like this, and then I tapped my right poi on this side of my body, and then I turned to the right. And now you have sort of a polyrhythmic movement where the hand that's up here is going much faster. You're coming around with your right hand. You were up here, you come down, and you tap. Then you turn the other way. And it's just like you were doing before, but you're turning to the right. So I'm just doing the right hand now. You're here, you're up top, then you bring it down, then you're coming around, then you tap, and then turn to the right. Just turn to the right, just keep turning. Yeah. So it's really simple. With your left hand, you're still in that same corkscrew, right? So you're turning, and then you come down, and then you go up. But now what you do is you do multiple revolutions up here. And then you change direction with your body to go the other way. So you're going from in-turn, where you're turning with it to the left, to anti-turn, where you're turning against it. You were going this way, then you were going this way, and you were going this way, and then when you tapped, you also stalled your left hand up here, and then you switched both of them. What you want to do is keep the left hand going counterclockwise. So you come around, you come around, you come around, and left one's up top, tap with the right one, and then turn to the right, turn right, keep the left one going. Yes. And then when you come around to the front again, right, so as you come around to the front, watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my right hand, bring it up into that over the head, thread the needle, which you already know. And then you can plane shift it down into this. So it's not, here's the whole combination. All right, so I'm in my corkscrew, my together time. I've switched a couple times, and now my left one's up here. I tap, I turn the other way, come around, thread the needle, and then bring the thread the needle down. All you do is, what you need to do when you're doing the thread the needle is this. You're like this. Your right hand's coming around this way, come around to the back, and then what I'm doing is I'm pushing up with my left so that it's up here, and my right one can come in under it and go into the thread the needle. Right, so my left is here, my right can come around, up, like that. And it may just be useful to start out with that portion of it because I'm not sure you've ever done that transition. So keeping your left hand here, your right hand is here, your right's gonna come around the back like this. As it comes around the back, lift your left hand up and then push your right one and then go into the thread the needle above the head. So if you wanted to see the front view of it, your left is like this, and then your right hand is gonna come around the back, then you push. And then personally, I think the aesthetic looks a little bit better if you open the elbows to the side as opposed to sort of covering your face with it, but that's a subtle refinement that you can do. It's the difference between looking like this in the thread the needle versus looking like this in the thread the needle. And you'll notice, if you looked at the difference from the side, in the first one, you'll notice that my elbows are out more and my hands are directly over the crown, or a lot closer to directly over the crown than the other one, where the hand's in front of the head. And similarly, the elbows and arms are blocking the face more. So you do use that portion of it on the exit, right? Because if I start like this, boom, 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 then I'm going to plane shift it down. So you do use that, but as you're coming down to the front plane in front of you. Allow yourself the gift when you're doing, you know how with a thread the needle you go in and out? If I were to show you what you're doing over your head, it looks like you're doing it like this, where you're like reaching as far as you can and keeping it out there a lot. Let yourself come in closer to the skull. So what I mean is the difference between this, where it's really high, and it looks like you're reaching, and it really looks like you're stretching through your traps the whole way up, right? So it looks like you're scrunching like this, versus letting it come down like this, so that you have more space for the movement. I have another drill for you that might just be useful. Because your left hand looks weaker, you just might get some value. Like when I had you practice thread the needle on the front plane, I had you do this. The equivalent here would be practicing in, out, in, out, in, out, and just feeling that, because it's very different, because the whole entire time the poi is fighting gravity in a different way. Like when you're vertical, you're fighting gravity most at the bottom of the turn, because you have momentum on the rest of the turn. But when you're horizontal like this, you're fighting gravity the entire way around the turn, so the momentum that you have to apply to it feels different. So the in and out might be helpful, particularly with your left hand, because it looks like it's less comfortable than your right hand. Okay, so I'll show you side view, maybe it wasn't clear. I'm here, close to my head. Now I'm here, far. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And I'm just pushing my hand up and down. And then if you want to see it from the other side, because maybe that's useful, in and out, and in and out, and in and out. And really, I recommend, I mean, you don't have a bun or anything in your hair. I would go down as low as you can with your hand toward your scalp, so that you, because holding ourselves up like this takes more energy than holding ourselves up like this, I think. So if you give yourself the respite, even just that little break of hard, easier, hard, easier, it's easier on your body, and I think it can help give you more energy and allow you to have more endurance throughout the performance and the movement itself. Okay, that's your cue for yourself to know if you're executing it with openness, is whether or not your elbows are out here or like this. Because if your elbows are here, it's likely that instead of doing this, you're doing this, where you're coming in front of your head. So like, you see how the different, like my hand is more in line with the front of the forehead versus up over the, like I can't actually see my hands here, but I could, if I tried, see them there. So if you get, without looking up, or without moving the head up, I mean. It's a bunch of different things to practice with, you know, same technique, just a little bit different. What you can also do to get into it is you can just go into a butterfly over your head. Instead of trying to go directly into thread the needle, if you're here doing your turn, and then you've done your tap, and you're going to the right, what you can do is just hold the hand here, and bring the other hand in, and just go into a butterfly first, and then take the butterfly into the thread the needle over the head. I mean, the audience will never know the difference. If you're not sure if you know it, try it the easy way first. So put yourself in an overhand butterfly in front. And which hand do you have on top? Your right hand is on top. Okay, that's great, because what we're going to do is we're going to take it, slide it up, slide it up, slide it up, and just put it here above your head. And you'll notice your right hand is quote unquote on top, which means further back, because if you brought it back down, it would be on top, right? So like this, which means if you stop your right hand and you keep your left hand there, you should be able to bring your right hand in on top back into your butterfly. So if you stopped your right hand and you started it again and brought it in from the back, on top you go into your butterfly. If it was stopped, you could bring it on top into your butterfly. This is a useful drill that will help you, which is just practicing this guy. Bringing it up, bringing it up, bringing it up, spreading the elbows, bringing it up but keeping it tight to the head, and just getting into that butterfly here. Beautiful. And then you can try threading that.